Timmy and T, yeah, we raising the bar. Every sip's an adventure, we shooting for stars. Cut those wheels, take the scene, now we gliding in style. From the vineyards to the lounge, we redefining the mile. 4092 the base, where the legends reside. Mixing vibes, not just drinks, it's the culture we provide. Tuesday libations, Wednesday we scrutinize. Catch the flavor, feel the energy, we on the rise. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real. Yeah. Have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real.
Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Veterans Active Duty Bar. Thank you for coming in. Happy Friday to you. I am retired 30-year veteran, Master Sergeant Timothy L. Johnson.
You got Juan G in the house. Happy Friday. Welcome to Active Duty Bar. We'll discuss the issues of the day.
Yeah, if you had a long day today, we got something that might take that off your mind. That's what we all about. Taste of the base exchange. I picked up something at this exchange. This is a run back because I'm having a long day. I need a heavy drink. So we've been doing tequila for the last 3 Fridays. So I think I want to change it up, go back to a little whiskey, trying to take the ease off a little bit. I want to put my feet up on the couch tonight.
Yes, we got a classic Mercer Prince. I think the brand is from A$AP Rocky, right?
Yes.
So for those who haven't tasted it, we're gonna do something simple on the rocks, keep it nice and easy, and kind of go through the notes, and at the same time tell you how it tastes, and enjoy this Friday.
Exactly. I mean, it's been a hot day in Georgia. It's been a hot day all this week. We've been having temperatures hitting close up to 101, and I'm trying to tell you, if you walk outside, you turn into a puddle at the drop of the first glimpse of the sun.
Man, getting cooked outside, then when you get home, your wife is cooking you on the inside, so we need an escape.
Well,
there you go.
Look here, sometimes that's the key, but like I'm saying, to me, right about now, the job sometimes can be very strenuous, especially when you got multiple things going on at one time. I talked to a friend of mine this week, and shout out to him. I ain't gonna call his name out because we got a little triangle going on with some other friends of ours and everything, and he felt like he's kind of being undervalued. And my thing is, sometimes that happens in life. You undervalued, sometimes you got to accelerate that process by being willing to relocate. So that's what I'm saying. You determine your wealth by your willingness to relocate. If you're not getting what you want at your job, then sometimes you need to move or relocate.
Yeah, not only that, right? It's easy always to make excuses to stay stagnant. That's on you.
Yeah.
But then you're going to stay stagnant. So
yes.
Whether you relocate, make changes, or, decide to do something different, it's okay. It's your risk. Take them. It's worth it.
Yes. So now we're going to take advantage too and welcome everybody in the chat. What's going on, House of X? Day one and constantly here. So far we got, 6 members in. Come on in. Hey, if you're coming in from Facebook, welcome in. If you're coming in from YouTube, Messenger, Instagram, welcome in. If you're out there in the bushes, welcome in. How's it going to RNJ? Happy Friday. What's going on, DT Cruiser? You know what? I love to see the Cruiser. He did us good on Tuesday, sent us some great drinks. Hey, we ran it. We want everybody, if you got something that you feel that we need to be sipping and tasting on, then that's what we need to do. But anyway, we're going to take a taste on this run back and see what we got. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Ooh, this still smells good, man.
Ooh. Not bad. But the caramel in it, I can tell you one thing. if you a caramel lover, you'll love the caramel in this, because this definitely got a lot of caramel.
This reminds me of that it will fit perfectly like in a whiskey sour
Yes,
or an old fashioned, for sure.
yes,
Right? It has the heat there that needs to be tempered down by the ice,
yes.
right? And it has those caramel notes that just brings a whiskey sour alive.
Yes.
Right?
So it kind of bring it to you. And to me, like I'm saying, this right here is not too hard, not too soft. It's kind of in between. This will give you what you need.
Right. Well, we're not drinking it neat, so I would tell you guys. I think the ABV is almost like what 86 proof, something like
Yes,
that,
yes.
around that range.
Yes.
So it does run a little hot, but it's definitely nice. It's a nice drink.
And TNT Connect said is Canadian whiskey by A$AP Rocky.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
shout out to him. You
Yeah.
know, him and Rihanna with all them babies.
This is actually aged twice,
Yeah.
by the way.
I guess Tid's driving him to drink.
Right? I mean, everybody got a reason, right?
Yeah.
So this actually uses American oak
Okay,
and then Japanese oak.
okay,
It finishes on Japanese oak.
okay,
So that's why you see that nice clean finish at the end.
okay. And TNT said it's 80 proof
80 proof.
for $30.
What's that? Right?
Not, hey, 80 proof for $30? Wait out. 80 proof, $30, and the couch. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and you know what's also cool about it is that for that same price, and considering that A$AP Rocky is it's a well-known name, they didn't abuse the marketing price on there, right? Because normally just they put a name on it, instant $60. You don't see that there, so that's an awesome way like to get into a nice whiskey.
That's right. Shout out to my guy Rod. Thank you for coming in on a Friday. The hardest working guy on YouTube, other than the Reaper. Now, Rod and the Reaper is always putting out great content. Go to Invent Yours, switch over, check their channel out, like and subscribe. If you looking for some great content, they'll get it to you.
Yeah, TNT has a great family of content, man.
Yes.
I
yes.
love it.
So Rod said, we getting PTSD from the damn process. Yes, yes. So the topic tonight is gonna be, we're gonna do a 6-step series. So now I'm really going into an area that I'm very well diverse in. I've worked, I started on this journey back in 2000 and I want to say 2009. I think maybe it was 2009 when I got diagnosed with sleep apnea. And I got diagnosed with sleep apnea when I was at Charleston Air Force Base, and I fought it, tried to duck it, hide it, until the doctor said, hey, you can get 50% for sleep apnea. So that's what started me on my journey. So, but not to jump in forward too fast, but we're gonna get to that point. So Rod, we're gonna get to where we are. So, but before we get to all of that, you know, I want to tell everybody, I want to welcome everybody in, see who else we got in the chat, see what everybody else got to say. You know? But if not,
Right? At the end of the day, I think I know that we want to do 6 episodes, right?
yes.
But again, right, you guys control the content. If you have additional questions, you want to know more about a subject, please let us know,
Mhm.
right? We can definitely jump back in, maybe do another video or two to help you guys out.
Oh, Ron said I was talking about you at my appointment this week. I didn't say your name though. I feel you. I feel you.
I wonder what appointment he's thinking about.
Hey.
He's thinking about you through it. Was it
Hey,
an
hey.
exam?
Hey, I don't know. So my guy coming in there, Jimmy Tart, info coming. See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, I got some day ones coming in, and we gonna get this thing going on. Like I'm saying, I'm gonna do a 6-part series, but I'm not gonna drop it all back to back to back because I want to give people time to get the first part,
And consume it.
consume it, regurgitate it, think about it, go do your homework, go look up the information for yourself, write down some things. That way, if you want to reach out with questions and advice, I will be willing to do that. But I'm not going to work no claims for anybody. Let me be clear. I'm not going to work no claims for anybody. but I will give advice and put you in the right direction to get you what you need. Because all veterans, to me, who serve honorably, and I'm gonna say the word with the H,
Capital.
all veterans who serve honorably deserve to be compensated if you was injured in the line of duty. Say it again, Ron. What I just said. What I said wrong.
Capital H, honorably worked in active duty.
Now,
All veteran.
I'm gonna just say this, and I don't want people to get mad and take it out of content. But one thing about it is, I'm gonna quote the words of our new administration guy. He said, "Guess what? The VA is not the new welfare, and it's not. The VA is not the new welfare. But you got some individuals who don't have honor and integrity, and use it as such." And I'm gonna just say that right there. Some individuals don't have honor and integrity, and they use it as such.
And I will say to add to that, the opposite is also true. You also have people who are dishonorable at their job and just rubber stamp and keep it moving.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
it goes both ways, so we understand it.
Yes.
Sometimes it's really easy and sometimes it's really tough.
Right.
But we only going to tell you how to do it the right way.
Exactly. My guy Rod said, let him get in the house and he gonna get on the laptop. It's a great topic. This gonna be a great topic tonight. Rod is a veteran from the Navy. He was one of my day ones when we started this journey. So we'd love to hear what you got to say, Rod, because that's what we're doing tonight. We're gonna start this journey up and get people where they need to be. So, but like I'm saying, you got to go somewhere, you got to start somewhere. But like I'm saying at the beginning, this is for veterans who served, who were injured, who don't know how to link their service disabilities, who don't know how to start getting their service disabilities, who don't know what direction to go in, don't know who to talk to, don't know who to contact, don't know where to start. The biggest part of it is where to start.
And this is where we're going to start with episode 1.
Episode 1 is going to give you what you need.
Yep. Where do we start? Right? How does the
All
beginning
right.
look like?
And bring it on to the stage. I'm going to bring someone to just walking through the journey. I'm bringing another veteran in. Welcome to the stage, J.R. Cole, my nephew. Welcome to the stage.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's happening? What's happening?
All right. You are a new, I want to say a connoisseur to the process because you just been dealing with some things yourself, dealing with the VA and the process. So today,
Oh, yes.
we just talking about the process. So give us your version on how you started your journey from day one.
Man, so where do I start? I didn't believe in the process of even getting it. And even when I got out the military, I knew nothing about it, number one. And because I got out, I think it was in 2021, I think it was. It wasn't too long ago. And I had a buddy of mine. He actually lives in Japan. He told me about, hey man, all veterans who have honorably gotten out, man, or accounted to some type of VA disability. You was in the military, and that was in 2024. I still didn't believe in it, considering what we were told in the service. And so I reached out to some people that helped him get his 100%, and he made a believer out of me, and he was able to get me service connected. With something simple, just tinnitus. I had no idea that, I was able to get these things that I actually had going on in my body. And then we talked about it more, and that was the only thing I kind of just let happen. I got my disability. We put it in together. We went over things. And I didn't know what else to do even after just getting that one claim until I actually started to do more research on how to go about the rest of my claims and knowing what to do and how to go about them and CMP exams. And
Let me slow you down.
yeah,
I don't want to get
okay,
because we're gonna run a lot of that in the series, but I want to read something to everybody so you'll know what he's talking about. So
okay,
the first part of this journey is your disability. So what he just said was his first part of his journey was tinnitus. He identified one of his disabilities, which was tinnitus. So that's the first part of being a veteran. When walking away from the military honorably, you have to identify your injury, your service-connected injury. So I'm gonna read off a couple things.
Say that part again. Your service, what?
Your service-connected injuries. So I'm gonna read off a few things right quick. So this is all about your disabilities. To qualify for VA disability benefits, you must have a condition that began during military service. That's day one, number one, all day. I'm gonna read that again. That's very, very, very important. So people don't have to come back and ask the question. Number one, to qualify for VA disability benefits, you must have a condition that's been during military service. The disability was also caused by military service. So I'm gonna go back. It began during military service, was caused by military service. Two different things. So give you an example. In my case, when I came in the military in 1984, we was washing F-4 Phantoms. I was washing F-4 Phantoms. We had some strong aircraft soap, but we also, every now and then, we had to go out there and do service. And we were servicing the engine with that, it was PT680 was the cleaner solvent, but it was a very synthetic oil that went in the F4. But what it did was, when I was cleaning the tank out, the tank dropped and I was carrying it because it was real slippery. Splashed in the top of my head, ran down my face and down my chest, caused chemical burns. Did a road map in my hair, my skin across my face rolled off. Took it right off. I went to 7 different skin specialists. That's what I mean by a service-connected disability. So that happened to me while I was in service. It didn't happen to me when I got out of service. It didn't happen to me before I got in service. It happened to me when I was in service. Now, that's going to be number one and number two. And then we're going to go back to Mr. Cole and let him run it a little bit more. So that right there is the start. We're talking about disability. So I want everybody out there in the chat who know a veteran, service-connected, hey, not service-connected, not getting benefits, need to get benefits, this is the start. So if you want to reset your clock, you need to be in Veterans Active Duty Bar from now until we finish this series. Now let's go back to Mr. Cole and let him continue with his journey.
Yeah. So it was in 2024 when I did my when I actually got service connected for tinnitus. I thought that was it for me. And I talked more about my consultant who was telling me, hey, like these other things that you have going on, like your anxiety, your depression, your headaches, your flat feet, just the rest of these things, you can put in for that actually happened to you that you have, records for. And that's something else I want to make clear too is if you have records in the military for it, make sure, you bring those records up whenever you're putting your claims in, because those are important. That's one. If you ever don't have the records from the military that it happened to you in the military, you can always get those records and get it diagnosed outside from when you were in service. But you still have to prove that this is what happened to you in service. And then, of course, it'll have to make sense, and I think everybody, and I say this for the National Guard, for active duty, I'll say for even like reserve, everybody has shot, everybody has worn them heavy, messed up, made for everybody boots. Everybody's done rush marches. Everybody's done PT and messed up boots as well. And I'm pretty sure everybody's experiencing a level of hearing loss, if not some type of hearing aid, from shooting consistently for weeks and rough marching for your feet being messed up.
Right. That part, right. right there. Now that part, I'm gonna stop you right there again. Hold on, please. I'm gonna go a little bit more, and then I'm gonna let Juan talk and see. We need to have some people to understand disability. The Juan gonna break it down to you from a Social Security standpoint to give you a little difference in the two. Go ahead, Juan, break it down to you.
Yeah, you laid out some great points, right? And the first point is actually identifying that you have issues. Period. So many times you're in the armed forces and you're taught to be a machine, right? You're out there, you do your job, but it's okay to also admit when you're hurt or when something bad happens, right? And sometimes we don't bother to say nothing because it looks bad or it's perceived bad. So we just stay quiet and don't talk to our doctors, don't talk to the VA. It's the same thing when you go for regular disabilities too. You can't tough it out in life. Create that record. Create that it happened.
Yes.
Right? So that way when you need to look back, it didn't happen before. It happened during.
Yes.
And I think that you brought up some good stuff. So when you're talking about gathering evidence, it doesn't start when you need the actual benefits. You gather it when it happened to you, so that when you have a paper trail that'll help you with your cases and your disabilities, whether it's Social Security or VA, because it's the same thing. You need to be able to prove when did it start. Don't wait till you need it. Do it when it happens. Right, brother?
Yeah. So a lot of us who are veterans were told, like I was told, you're a soldier. Don't be running over there to sick call for every little thing. You don't need to go over there for that. Don't say nothing about that. Keep that to yourself. Go on to the dorm, go lay down, take a couple of Motrin, stuck it up. That's what soldiers do. You don't go crying and act like a little girl because your leg got to fall off. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happened to a lot of veterans from the Vietnam War to now. We got more Vietnam veterans that are not getting their disability or not getting their benefits because, one, they didn't know how to go about the process. That's number one. And number two, because they was told the same thing I was told, you a soldier. You don't go to say nothing to nobody. You don't go to go crying home to your mom. You go to suck that agent on and blow it out your nose. Keep it going on. You're supposed to be strong. That's why you got so many veterans that suffered from Agent Orange and died of cancer and didn't know why they was dying. But then when they go and talk to their doctor, there's nothing in their medical records. Nothing. There's nothing in their medical records to say this happened to them, or this happened. So that's the part that what we're here for now, to help you get on the path that we was inadvertently misled, number one, and got off the path. Because what Ron said is 100%. We was told the wrong thing. But gathering evidence and documentation is the key. You have to document everything. When you first get out, when you're in the military, this is for active duty for right now.
Yeah.
For somebody to come across this video doing active duty, or you know somebody on active duty, share this content out. Everything that's happening to you right now, document it. Tell somebody. Go to the hospital. I don't care if you stomp your pinky toe. Go to the hospital. Like Mr. Cole said, those military boots, trash. You might go in and have mild flat feet, but when you get out, your feet gonna be jacked up. And then it will go from your feet to your knees, from your knees to your back, and from your back all the way up your neck. And now you broke down, but guess what? You didn't go to the doctor. You didn't tell nobody because you was being a soldier. Now you get out 10, 15 years later, 20 years later, you got to fight to get these people to give you something that you earn because you honorably serve the country with integrity. You honorably serve with integrity. Like Juan said, Juan hit a major driving point. When you got people that work for the VA who do not care about you, you are nothing to them. He's gonna rubber stamp your ass and push you on back out the door.
It's so true, and I hate it because you bled and fought for your country, and here you are paying the price just for them to take care of you. All right. I don't know if you guys have ever seen John Stewart, but he made an impassioned plea for VA veterans to get their benefits to and how they need to come up the money for it because they stood there, they were there. So if you guys haven't checked it out, look it up. It's very impassioned. But with that being said, right, he made a good point, and that we didn't mention earlier, that if you had an existing condition, right, and they had notated it, but it was made worse, that counts too.
Exactly.
Right? If during your military service something got worse, that counts too. You guys need to annotate it, and don't forget. I mean, obviously for the VA, it's too late, right?
Right.
It's done is done. But for you active members who are protecting our country today, you guys need to be able to ensure you make that paper trail, because once somebody puts it on paper, they don't disappear. Because that's a court martial offense. Can't make stuff disappear. So that's important, but it takes a little bit of bravery on your part to say, I have a problem, and acknowledge it.
And that way you're going to be taken care of, and you cannot be just swept up on the rug. The biggest thing now, and I'm going to see if we got anything in the chat. The biggest thing now is knowledge. Knowledge is power. See, people that served in Vietnam, my father's a Vietnam vet. He just started getting his VA benefits 10 years ago. My father is 79 years old. So what happened from back then to, so he's 79, so he started getting his benefits, he was 70 years old.
You know, that's a good question. For both of you, actually.
Yeah.
Information so gated, right? Whether you start your service, no one wants to tell you anything, like where to invest, where to put your money, how to maximize the benefits. And also, towards the end, when you leave, no one wants to give you paperwork and tell you, hey, make sure you do these. Make sure you address it. Why is it gated?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I kind of want to double down on that, you guys. Like, I don't think Uncle Sam was going to advertise to give out more money than he needs to.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, it's just crazy. It's just that people already got in their mind that if you can get on the level with me, I just bought him into a vet, so I done got 100%. But I don't want to let you know, because you might be able to get a vet too. So people are like that, and which to me is very, very sad. So
yeah, that's true.
Between the three of us, through this theory, we will do better today.
And those are two different perspectives, and it's both true.
Yes.
One side is understanding and trying to help, like, right, thank you for your service, but that's as far as it goes.
Right.
And you have a point. Why isn't your teammate who you work for years and years didn't tell you, bro, I just got this, make sure you sign up too, because it happened to you too. Like, that brotherhood should also extend when it comes to information.
Exactly. How's it going, Cruise Life TV? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Please share this content out. We doing a 6 Connect series on helping veterans get their VA benefits. So what I'm calling is your VA journey. This is going to be your VA journey to get these benefits. So it is a journey. Never on 1, 2, 3. It took me 7 years to get service connected all the way through to 100%. 7 years. I got denied for my PTSD claim 14 times.
And the opposite side to that is also this video is also helpful for any new active members now. So they can know how to get that stuff started today.
Yes. And the biggest thing is, like I'm saying, don't want people to be discouraged, because I'm not a quitter. I had a lot of people that gave up. It's like, Tim, I'm done, man. I'm tired. I done got denied again. I can't take it no more, man. I just don't want to keep wasting my time getting stressed out and worried, putting this stuff in. And I don't understand why they keep denying me. What did they deny you for this time? Well, they say I didn't put my middle initial on paper number 2 in the block. Well, they got my middle initial on the other one. But see, the thing about it is, some people that work, now I say some, that work for the VA, the claim adjusters, are trapped. They just getting a paycheck. So when they was talking about those civil service employees that work for the government that need to be got rid of, it's them. Now I will say that they need to be got rid of because they are injustice to us veterans. Because there's no way a veteran walking around, not walking, I see you take it back. There's no way a veteran rolling around in a wheelchair cannot be 100% service connected. You ain't got no right, but you get your claim because your legs gone because you got documentation error on your paperwork. Make that make sense.
And you know, it's the same thing, you know, like when you guys apply for Social Security disability, right?
Right.
You guys know that 90% of those claims get denied on the first try, 85% on the second try still get denied. It isn't until you get a judge in front of you that you actually have a shot. That's crazy, right?
Sad.
But you know, you got missing arms, back out, everything. They got doctors vouching for it, yet you're still getting denied. Just delaying the process. So I can imagine how tough it is for you guys.
Right.
Missing an initial. Like really, you see me freaking in a wheelchair.
Right.
You know, it's tough.
Now, Cliff, what up, Cliff? One of my day one. So he got his PTSD denied 15 years.
Wow.
Now, Cliff and I were stationed together at Charleston. Cliff, you got my number. You're going to have to call me. And I said I'm not going to deal directly, but we and you was together, and we know of an incident that happened at Charleston, and we just got to talk about it. I know how to help you get that in the right direction because I know several people that we know have gotten their PTSD claim behind the same incident that me and you talking about, that we know that you should have been service connected about. They even made a training video about it. You know what I'm saying? But you probably having documentation errors. But that's the problem. But we can work that out. See, now they can delay it, but they can't stop it. Now, in your case, and I'm gonna just say this, just to let everybody know. Your first day you put that claim in, they're gonna pay you back to that date. So they can deny you, but they only delay for a while. Eventually, you're gonna get them to the right person, right? If you in Veteran Active Duty Bar, you right now in the right place at the right time. Cause I don't gatekeep. I'll give it to you. Put your information, put in whatever you need in the chat, put it in the chat, and I'll reach out to you, leave me a message, and I'll give you some guidance to get you where you need to be. Now, I'm not going to submit a claim for you, nothing like that, but I'll give you some guidance. Cliff, you just need to call. You live down the road. So, but that's the thing. Right now, we at day one, first part of the series to get us where we need to be. And like I'm saying, like Juan said, was your service, your disability was made worse by the military service. But like I said, and then it includes all your physical injuries, your chronic illness, PTSD is one of them, migraine headaches, hearing loss. I mean, anything, and like I'm saying, a lot of people don't know. Hypertension, diabetes, all of those are part of it. A lot of people didn't think that, I didn't think that diabetes could be service connected or hypertension could be service connected. I didn't think those could be service connected. Yes, they can.
Vision loss, partial vision loss.
Yes.
All
yes.
that plays a role.
All that.
Now, if you go bald, sorry, genetics.
Sometimes. But the thing is, like I'm saying, it's a process. And we can navigate the process together. We just got to be stewards, good stewards, and help one another, and we'll get there. The main thing is, it's just going to take time. Some of us feel like, oh well,
Word.
I don't want to waste my time anymore. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? But time sometimes can be money.
So tell me, so okay, so we went through the process. Hopefully, I was able to get some doctors to acknowledge I have an issue finally, right? Where the hell do I file? How do I file a lawsuit?
Right. So starting that process, we're gonna get to that in another part of the series. But that for that information right there, you're gonna have to come back. You're gonna come back. I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna have to come back because I'm gonna give it to you. But I'm gonna give it to you in stages so we can get to that point where you can work the system. It's the system that got to be worked because I'm gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna jump a little bit and let Mr. Cole speak about the CNP exam. That is
Yeah.
That's one of the things that jam a lot of people up. Can you speak to it, Mr. Cole? Let everybody know about that.
Yeah. So look, first off, I'm gonna speak on the CMP exam. Okay, y'all. Even when I had mine, I just know to go in there. When I first started off, I had no knowledge. I'm gonna make this very clear. No knowledge of what to say when I went into my CMP exams. I was just saying what was happening with me, what was going on. This is what happened to me in the service. And after that, you just hope and pray that everything's good. Or in your head, you think everything's going to go well. And then some months go by, and then you're denied. And to you, you're thinking, well, like, I had this happen. Like, I was shooting, and I messed up my hearing and everything else, and my flat feet from the boots. And then it's like you're asking, like, what happened with this? And they will deny you off of your truth. And then make you feel like, well, shoot, I guess my truth wasn't enough, so like I don't need to put it in anymore. Or sometimes you got people who keep trying to put it in and still don't know what to do on their CMP exams. So I'm gonna say now with the knowledge that I have now, and this is what I'm gonna speak to and say is read, because they keep it in your paperwork when they do let you know what you need to do and say on your CMP exams. Read it. And I mean read every single page, every single line, because they tell you these things. I just learned that this year. This year, I just learned to look through all my pages, and they'll tell you in your papers when you're denied why you got denied, why it wasn't service connected, this, that, and the other, etc. But soldiers out here aren't taught that. And for me, I had a recent CFP exam where, yes, I did get service connected, but it's 0%. And I didn't understand why, because I'm like, well, these things that are happening to me are real. Why is it 0? And it was all because they couldn't determine the symptoms. And I'm like, well, what type of symptoms do you need to see other than I get medicine? These things happen once a month. I'm having to lie down. It takes me out for hours and hours out of my day. I have anxiety just going to sleep, just dealing with these things. But at 0%, I said, I think this needs to be reevaluated, in my opinion. And on top of that, this is on this specific claim, and I'm just going to speak on mine. They wrote down on mine saying that, hey, we had a CMP exam for you for this specific claim. I never had one to begin with for this specific disability claim. But they'll write it on the paper as if I actually had one with them. And that's where I think I was wrongfully claimed on my percentage.
Exactly. But see, that way, and I tell people when we'll get down and further into the series, and you'll learn that a lot of times they'll say the CFP examiner don't work. You don't work for the VA.
They don't work for you either.
They don't work for you either. Because I'm gonna share a little bit of me. I was service connected for migraine headaches. I was diagnosed with migraine headaches in the military back in 1986 when I went in, being around them F4s and all that. But that F4 had a nasty whistle. I mean, when they got both of them engines online, all you heard was like a high pitch, and it seemed like somebody took pins and was sticking them in your ears. So you got that. So I constantly had headaches. So we had 3M that issued earplugs that we had to wear earplugs along with earmuffs when we was around the engines when they was running. And come to find out, the earplugs was trash. The muffs didn't do nothing, but the earplug was supposed to protect you. The same earplugs that was given to Army, Marines, go down range, fire a rifle, like Cole was saying. That's why a lot of people end up with tinnitus and that ringing in the ear. Earplug was trash. You know, the earplug was trash. Had a big settlement with 3M. I was fortunate to get a little piece of it. And I mean a little piece, because a lot of people, back then, I didn't know how to document it, what I needed to document it in my medical records. See, back then, I was being like, I'm a soldier, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Can you hear me?
He works for Verizon.
You know what I'm saying? But in the long run, all I did was hurt myself.
Yeah.
All I did was hurt myself. But see, now that I think about it, I should have been true. But I went to a CMP exam because I worked on the jet engines. So I went on a CMP exam for carpal tunnel for my left and right wrist, for sticking my hands in them tight components, loosening up and tightening cannon plugs and taking loose cannon plugs and all that stuff. But guess what? They said, "Oh, Mr. Johnston, how you feeling today?" I said, "I'm okay. I'm doing pretty good." Said, "Oh, okay." So you ain't having no headache today or nothing? "No, I don't have a headache today. I'm doing good." I said, you know, and I ain't thinking nothing else of it. Well, the individual said, "Oh yeah, he definitely have carpal tunnel, but we're not gonna give him that for bilateral. Anytime you got carpal tunnel in your left, right, if you right hand dominant, and you have it in your right and left, they give you 10, 10, and another 10 for bilateral. They didn't give me the 10 and 10. They gave me 10 and 10 and skipped the one in the middle. But then on top of that, they took away the 50% that I had for the migraine headaches.
Mm.
So I got a letter in the mail.
To
saying,
save 20.
yes. So I got a letter in the mail saying, well, we decided that we're going to take away your service connection for migraine headaches. Your rating of 50% is going to be reduced to 0. And they explained that to me. They didn't explain it to me. They sent it to me in a letter. I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, how can I be in my medical records, been suffering with migraine headaches my whole military career, and now you telling me I miraculously recovered and got better? There is no cure for migraine headaches. 0. There's no cure for, you can treat the symptoms, but you can't cure it. There's no cure for migraine headaches. There's a cure for diabetes, but there's no cure for migraine headaches. There's a cure for high blood pressure, but there's no cure for migraine headaches. Okay?
Yeah, there's another part that he mentioned, and it's critical too, that you also get medicine. Right? And we all know that medicine doesn't cure something without damaging something else.
Yes.
And that counts.
Yes.
That counts as a disability.
Yes.
Right? You take, let's say, Toradol or any NSAID, it's going to damage your intestines and they roll it away.
Yes.
And if you've been taking it for a long time, oh my God, right? You need to talk about it. And when did you start taking the medicine? And if it coincides with military service, it counts.
Yes.
Right? So, and if it prohibits you from everyday function, right? Because you're always groggy. It makes you sleepy. That counts, right? Because
Yeah.
you're taking the medication due to whatever issues you were dealing with, which leads to even the third part I want to talk about. Lawyer up, right? There are many lawyers for many different things, and it includes disabilities, whether it's for the VA or for Social Security. Lawyer up. If you're seeing that you're not getting nowhere, or you're not articulate, or you have a hard time describing your issues, that's what they're there for. Seriously, don't be afraid to talk and find out what it costs, what it's going to take. But at the end of the day, if you can't get it across, they could. They're gonna find a way. And trust me, the government don't like dealing with lawyers. They just don't. So obviously it's cheaper, right? Handling it yourself, sure. But when you can't, don't be afraid to call in some help, because they're gonna do the job that you can't, and they're gonna get it. One way or the other, they're gonna find a way to show medical proof. Like in your case, with you, how do you justify having migraines just disappear? It doesn't. But a lawyer's gonna prove that for you.
Exactly.
You know, so those things count.
Exactly. Now, in my case, what I had to do was, first I had to figure out what was going on. Because them migraine headaches, that was a big drop in my money. You're going from 50 to 0. Now, they couldn't take it away together. They still, well, we're not going to pay you for it. And I was confused and didn't know what was going on. So I'm going to my VA doctor. I take 2 medications for migraines. One of them, and a migraine is a seizure in the brain. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's seizure medication that you take. Once you start taking that medication, you can never get off that medication. I'm going to say it again. Once you start taking that medication, you can never get off that medication. You might not take it every day, but you still going to take it at some point. At some point, you're going to start having a headache and not feeling good. You know what your body going to be saying? I need that. And once you give it to it, it's going to calm down. So what I had to do is, I didn't have to go get a lawyer like Juan said, but I had to do some investigation, like Mr. Cole said. I had to break down, figure out what was going on, get some knowledge, and figure out what had happened.
Do that research.
What had happened was the CNP examiner, who don't work for the VA, told the VA that I told them that I didn't have any problems with headaches no more. I didn't tell that lying bastard that. I was there for carpal tunnel. I was there for migraine headaches. So basically, when you go to a CNP exam, if he asks you about anything other than the weather, don't answer.
You know what? I think the best advice is, if you go for any other reason, include everything else anyway. Right? Whether I know you're there for a hemorrhoid or going there for because your leg hurt, sure, but mention everything else anyway, because it just seems that they want to eliminate. Oh, he didn't mention it during this visit, he must be fine. That's what it sounds like to me. Am I wrong?
Well, you don't want to give them anything with what you're there for, because they will twist your word. And once it's documented, it's like you just said earlier. Once it's documented, it's documented.
It just seems you can't win then, because you didn't mention it, and they said, well, he must be fine. No matter.
How about hello there, fam? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. But this is the thing. What I had to do to get that fixed. First, I had to find out what happened. And it took me, could nobody tell me what happened. Until 6 months down the road, I finally got an answer back from the VA, and they told me the CNP examiner said, you said that you didn't have no more problems with migraine headaches. And I said, I didn't tell them that. So they said, well, that's what he said, so we're going to leave it. So what I had to do is, I said, man, I suffer from migraine headaches almost every day. So I had to go back to my VA doctor. She had to write me a letter, wrote my prescriptions down. I had to go back to my civilian doctor. She wrote me a letter, and I uploaded it to the VA. And what they did was, they said, well, we'll think about considering it. Oof. Yes, they thought about it. So they didn't give me a 50%. I didn't go back to 50%. They gave me 30 and told me be happy with the 30. And I have a headache almost every day. Be happy with 30. And this was in my medical records from day one, from 1986.
This is why it's so important to stay consistent, do your doctor visits. I know we all try to tough it through, pretend that everything's good or we're okay or I'm taking the pill. Even if the pill makes you nauseous, you describe it and you talk about it, whether it's your VA doctor, your civilian doctor, you describe every symptom to the T. Heck, even your wife's letter counts. He ain't the same person. He sleeps all day, doesn't react to anything. Those things count as well, because once they write it down, right, they're describing the difference between who he was to who he is today.
Yes.
Those things count. Don't discredit the people around you. They count.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to say this and let back Mr. Cole speak before we get ready to get up out of here. I want to thank everybody for coming in. This was part one. People, if you have any questions, leave comments. I will answer the comments. I go back to Facebook. I go back to wherever social media takes me. If there's a comment there from Veteran Active Duty Bar, either me or myself, Juan G, we will answer you. We will get you that information that you know, that you want, and we feel that you need. We'll give it to you. We'll have no problem with that. We only ask one thing. Tell them what we want.
Like, subscribe, share, because we want to help everyone.
That's it.
Don't gatekeep this video.
Don't gatekeep this information. Go to YouTube. Facebook is just something just on my phone. But I live on YouTube. That's where I'm at. So come off Facebook, go to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share the information out, and go from there. And then we're going to move it. Mr. Cole, I'm going to give you the final words. You got anything you want to say before we get up out of here tonight?
Yeah, just a couple, man. Just like I said, like I know there's a lot of vets out there that just feel tired and overwhelmed from just, putting in your claims and everything, y'all. And just coming from me, I've just been dealing with this for a couple years. Man, don't give up. Keep people around you who are going through the same thing, putting in your claims and whatnot, and just don't get frustrated. Like honestly, like keep going. Like it's groups like this, like talks like this that help keep the camaraderie up and keep everybody up and going and in spirits to keep going with their claims and feeling like they're actually able to get their just due when it comes down to their injuries, honestly. Because I would have never have kept going if it wasn't for Mr. Johnson here, honestly. He was one of the ones who helped me out throughout this journey as well. And I've had some other military buddies who are going through the same thing as well. I've had to have these same conversations with them. So this is just my final thoughts. Just get your group together, talk about it. Like y'all keep each other up and please just keep going. Because at the end of the day, if you served honorably and actually had something happen to you, just know you are going to get compensated for something. You will get something. And that's all I have.
All right. Well, people, we're going to get out of here tonight. Thank everybody for coming in. Thank you for joining and watching part one. Part two will be coming up. It might not be next week. We're not going to do the series back to back to back to back. But we're going to still do a 6-part series of this information. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And I want to thank everybody for being a part of Veteran Active Duty Bar. Thank Mr. Cole for coming out, sharing his journey. We will see him back because he is a very important part of this journey, being fresh out the military. I've been out the military for a minute and being fresh off of the VA journey. So once again, I'm going to let my guy Juan G close it out.
Don't be.
And everybody live your best life. Bring a friend. Don't. Veterans Active Duty Bar, we out.
This one's for my crew, my inner vibe. Exclusive moments where the spirits collide. You're the ones who ride through thick and thin. Spirit members, let the show begin. Spirit members, this time's for you. VIP love for the chosen few. Let's sip, let's vibe, it's your special space. Spirit members, welcome to the place.